Well, hey everyone, this is Troy Harper here at Harper's Guitar Lounge. Welcome to another heavy metal news update. Got some good stuff for you guys today. This is the second installment of this heavy metal news update podcast. So excited to be back with you guys. Thank you for being here. Um, I got some good stuff today, I think. I really do. And I'll have an album review for you guys as well. But first off, I just want to brag on myself a little bit. I'm down around 40 pounds. I'm able to fit into some of my older metal t-shirts again. This is one of my absolute favorites, the Quiet Riot Metal Health shirt. So I'm so excited that I can get back into some of my older heavy metal t-shirts again. Plan to keep the weight off this time, but I still got more weight to lose. So I'll keep you guys up to date on how that goes. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that like, leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know. I sure appreciate it, and keep rocking out there, guys. Again, thanks for joining me here. I got some good stuff today, and I got an album review as well. Um, so first off, definitely want to remember Ozzy first off. It's already been a year since the Back to the Beginning concert um, event that took place last year. Um, yeah, I can't believe it's been a year already. But gosh, that was on July 5th, the Back to the Beginning benefit concert by Black Sabbath, along with a lot of supporting artists at the time. Uh, all the money that came through, none of the bands were paid. If a band wanted to be paid, they were not allowed to be a part of the show at the time. Um, and so nobody was paid. All the money went to charities. Um, and back in Birmingham, England, where they did this, where Black Sabbath formed in 1968. But it was at Villa Park, and 45,000 people attended that event. Brought in 140 million dollars for that show or for that whole event. Um, the event concluded with final live performance of both Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne as a solo artist. It also marked the first time since 2005 that the original lineup of the band, Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, had performed together live on stage. Osbourne, who was no longer able to walk due to his advanced Parkinson's disease, sang while seated on a throne. 17 days after the show, Osbourne died at the age of 76. So my gosh, that anniversary will be coming up soon where Ozzy passing. I can't believe it's been a year already for all this. It's just it's still hard to take that Ozzy's gone. It's really hard still to know that Ozzy's gone and has left us. But the concert was streamed worldwide via pay-per-view with a broadcast delay, with supporting acts including two supergroups of musicians serving as the house band. Proceeds from the event rolled a total again 140 million and were donated to Acorns Children's Hospice, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Cure Parkinson's. Um, so anyway, it was quite the production, and it was just a lot of great artists there. A lot of great artists. Let's see here. There were video tributes that were aired between sets from artists who could not make the event, including AC/DC, Def Leppard, Billy Idol, Elton John, Cyndi Lauper, Judas Priest, Marilyn Manson, and Dolly Parton. Uh, Pre-recorded performances were also streamed, including "Mr. Crowley" by Jack Black and "Changes" by Fred Durst. Um, Ozzy Osbourne played the penultimate set with a solo band, and then joined Black Sabbath. And joined Black Sabbath after to close the show. Following the event, Kelly Osbourne and Ozzy and Sharon's daughter accepted Sid Wilson's backstage marriage proposal. Uh, Ozzy Osbourne died on July 22nd, 2025, 17 days after the concert. So anyway, notice Judas Priest were invited to participate, but were unavailable as they were scheduled to be opening for Scorpion's 60th anniversary concert in Hanover, Germany, the same night. They released a cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs the week of the show to honor the band. Robert Plant was invited to attend by Tony Iommi, but declined. Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee of Rush were originally supposed to perform, but had to back out after other things that had come up. Wolfgang Van Halen was originally advertised to be at the event, but pulled out as his band Mammoth were opening for Creed in the United States, and the travel would have not been logically possible. So anyway, but just a lot of artists that were supposed to be there, including Megadeth as well. They're pretty reckless. So anyway, but there were performances by Mastodon, Rival Sons, Anthrax, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Tom Morello, Jack Black. Well, that was pre-recorded that I discussed. Mr. Crowley, he pre-recorded that, which was showed sometime during that event. So anyway, a lot of people that were there. I know Youngblood was there. Slayer, Tool. There's members from those bands, Guns N' Roses, Metallica. Just a lot of artists that attended, a lot of artists that couldn't attend, but it turned out to be a great event. A lot of money was raised for great reasons, for great charities. So anyway, just wanted to remember that and remind you guys that that was already a year ago. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And of course, I want to remember the great Ronnie James Dio that left us in 2010. I have not had a chance to bring up Ronnie James Dio, but Ronnie James Dio was one of my biggest heroes besides Ozzy Osbourne. Of course, Ronnie James Dio started out with a band called Elf and then went to Rainbow. Same for Black Sabbath on a couple albums, did the Live Evil album with Black Sabbath and did a lot of solo albums. But a man that I really have looked up to all my life and miss Ronnie James Dio as well. So rest in peace, Ronnie James Dio. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. And of course, gosh, it'll be probably the anniversary coming up soon. Before I know it, with Ace Frehley leaving us. So rest in peace, Ace Frehley. So we've lost a lot of great people in the music world. So anyway, let's go on to some more heavy metal news. John 5, that's currently with Metallica. Looks like he has a new video called "You and Me and the Devil Makes Three" from the Ghost album that he looks like is going to be releasing here soon. Guitar virtuoso John 5 has released the official music video for "You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three," a track from his latest solo album, Ghost, produced and mixed by Barry Pointer. The bluesy song features extra percussion from Motley Crue's Tommy Lee, also gets the music video treatment with a visual piece following John 5 around the world on some of his latest solo tour dates. I'm guessing you can catch that video on YouTube. Directed and edited by Joey Aguirre and produced by John 5 and Joey Aguirre. You, Me, and the Devil Makes Three follows previous anchor tracks, including Hollywood Story, about the first time John 5 picked up a guitar and the path that led him to the incredible career he has today, as well as Fiend, Deviant, and Moonglow. This fall, John 5 will head out on tour with solo dates planned in England, Scotland, and Mexico. These new shows will follow Motley Crue's The Return of Carnival of Sins tour this summer. John 5 fall dates for 2026. A lot of dates in England. So anyway, so starting October 11th, he'll be in Exeter, England. And then he'll be the last day will be in Mexico City on November 8th, Mexico City. So for over 30 years, John Five has been one of the most in-demand guitar players on the planet. John has shared stages and recording studios with Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, David Lee Roth, Leonard Skinner, Meatloaf, Dolly Parton, and more, and is now a member of Motley Crue. Since 2011, John has released a dozen solo albums highlighting his unique style of playing that has been entertaining and impressing audiences around the world. His latest album was the critically acclaimed Ghost, released in October 2025. Okay, I kept thinking that was coming out soon. It was released last year in October, so I'll have to check that out. Make sure you guys check that out also. So, in an October 2025 interview with Orlando Weekly, John Five stated about the touring lifestyle. I really love being on the road. A lot of people aren't cut out for it, but I really, really enjoy it. It's super relaxing. So anyway, he said I'm very health conscious all the time, but especially on the road. I try to go to bed around the same time every night because getting sleep is the most important thing you can do. Eat right, take vitamins. It's not the rock and roll answer people expect, but it's true. That's how I stay ready for 50 shows in a row. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, make sure you guys check out that album if you haven't. Next on my list of news is Evanescence, 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 Evanescence's Amy Lee on Bring Me to Life. My biggest fear was that we were going to be a one-hit wonder. And I gotta give credit to where credit due. I'm getting this information off of blabbermouth.net, so make sure you check out blabbermouth.net for all kinds of news out there that maybe I'm not covering today. But Amy Lee's biggest fear is being a one-hit wonder. So in a new interview with Tom Power, host of The Q on Canada's CBC Radio 1, Evanescence singer Amy Lee announced again, spoke about how the band's original record label wind up threatened not to be released the group's debut album, Fallen. Let me see that. Singer Amy Lee once again spoke about how the band's original record label wind up threatened not to release the group's debut album, Fallen. If she and her bandmates didn't add a male voice to lead single Bring Me to Your Life or Bring Me to Life to make it more portable for the radio. So I guess she was threatened that if they didn't add a male voice into that song, Fallen, that it would not probably make it on the radio very well. So the album version of Bring Me to Life, which featured guest vocals from Paul McCoy of 12 Stones, reached number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was Evanescence's first UK #1 single. It was included on the soundtrack of superhero film Daredevil, which helped propel sales. Regarding why Bring Me to Life featured a male vocal, Lee said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, yeah, it was a label thing. Our music was never that, but we were coming up in a time where what was happening was trending was new metal, with which was dude driven. It was all guys, and then we had the sound that had similarities to that, obviously, in our music, but not with the vocal. And to me, honestly, that's what made it special. One of the things about it that made it special was the fact that it didn't sound like that in the vocal. It was a female voice for a change. But I think that typical industry headspace is like, we need I kept hearing this word, point of entry. There needs to be some familiar thing that somebody can grab on and let go and go. Oh, it's like the female Linkin Park, or it's like the female this or that. And I just absolutely hated that. So I was like, you're watching it, you're watering it down, you're cheapening it, you're not being brave, you're being scared. Like, we need to be brave. So anyway, but yeah, so anyway, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Would the Evanescence, oh my God, guys, it's too early in the morning here, I think. Better get some more coffee. The is the Evanescence song "Bring Me to Life"? Do you think would have been uh, just as successful without a male voice on there, along with Amy Lee by Paul McCoy of 12 Stones, or do you think it definitely needed that male voice in there to make it successful, or do you feel it did need it to make it successful? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I personally think that it just added an extra layer to that song, having Paul McCoy in there singing as well. I think it just made it more interesting. It just added another level or another dimension to the song. Where I thought it made it more enjoyable, definitely. So I think it would have been a great song with just Amy Lee's voice too. But adding, having a male and female singer, or having two singers go back and forth, almost like you know when back in in the earlier Journey days, when Steve Perry joined, and it was Greg Rowley and Steve Perry going back and forth singing, or just like in Kiss, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons going back and forth singing. Um, those just add an extra element to the songs, makes it more interesting, and makes it more enjoyable for me anyway. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. So anyway, but moving on, this fall, and well, this November, at Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, Michael Anthony, Warren DeMartini, and Brad Gillis to celebrate music of Van Halen, Rat, and Night Ranger. And that will take place, let's see, Return to the Sunset Strip, November 12th through the 15th of 2026 in Hollywood, California. Again with Michael Anthony and Van Halen, Warren DeMartini of Rat, Brad Gillis of Night Ranger, and Kenny Parsons from the Sammy Hagar Band, headlining for Unforgettable Days of Music, mentorship, and live performances. That should be really cool. I hope you guys can get to that if you're in that area. This immense experience gives musicians the opportunity to rehearse, perform, and learn alongside some of the rock's most iconic artists while celebrating the 40th anniversary of Van Halen's 5150 and Rat's Dancing Undercover albums, along with their other hits, the music of Night Ranger and more 1980s rock. So participants will spend 4 days rehearsing in bands, attending intimate master classes and question and answer sessions, jamming with a featured artist, and receiving hands-on guidance from an all-star roster of rock star counselors. That should be really cool, guys. I hope you can make it if you're in that area. I really do. And then going back to Ozzy and Black Sabbath, first time ever official Black Sabbath book, The Master of Reality, due in October. I have got to get that. Black Sabbath and Rufus Publications have announced the publication of the first ever official Black Sabbath book due to ship in October 2026. The Masters of Reality: Why Black Sabbath Matter has been created by photographer Ross Halfin, working directly with the band, and it documents Sabbath's extensive history from the late 1960s to the final show, Back to the Beginning, which was held in July of 2025. That should be really good. I hope it's reasonably priced so more people can pick that up. But no matter what the price is, I know there's going to be a lot of people grabbing up this book. All the Aussie Black Sabbath diehards, which I'm one of them. So I really would like to get this book also. Tracing Black Sabbath's development from the late 1960s with a huge wealth of rare photographs and memorabilia, many published for the first time and created or curated for this huge 500-page volume. The book covers the classic lineup of Sabbath: singer Ozzy Osbourne, guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward, and features essays from writers Geoff Barton and Dave Ling, who interviewed all four band members, especially for the book. So anyway, sounds great. The Master of Reality: Why Black Sabbath Matter started production 2 years ago and was due to be announced. Let's see, started production 2 years ago and was due to be announced shortly after the final show in 2025. But as Ross explains, events took an unexpected turn. So anyway, excited about that. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited about that. You let me know what you think about that. I think that's going to be a great thing to have in your collection, or to display on your coffee table in your living room or in your man cave or wherever you want to put that. But I think that'd be a great piece to display and have out. Great conversation piece, definitely. But a lot of great reading, of course, too, about the history of Black Sabbath and everything Black Sabbath. So, Def Leppard has announced that there will be another album. So they're not planning on hanging it up anytime soon. Obviously, um, next album will include band's fastest and most ridiculously over the top, pretentious songs to date. In a new interview with Franco's Ooey FM, Def Leppard singer Joe Elliott spoke about the band's upcoming follow-up to the Diamond Star Halos album, which came out in 2022. Def Leppard's new LP will include the song "Rejoice," which was released in late January, ahead of the band's return to Las Vegas for their Def Leppard live at Caesar's Palace. The Las Vegas residency, Joe said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, will the single be, or will the single, let's see, well, I'm sorry, well, the single is the lead off track. If you like from the new album, the song is called Rejoice. We released it in time for the Vegas residency. We did a Vegas residency in February and we wanted to play a new song, so it made sense to actually put it out. The album won't be out until early 2027 because we're still recording it. We were actually recording parts of it in Vegas on days off. We would go down into the basement of the casino and set it up as a studio, and we would record. So we were still actively recording now and mixing. So that's really cool. Joe continues, we've got about 18 songs, so we've kind of got nearly 2 albums. We're not going to put all 18 on the album. We're going to pick and choose which 10 or 11 we think are the right ones. So yeah, we've got some great songs, very varied. I would tell you this much: we've written the fastest songs we've ever done, and we've also written the most ridiculously over the top, pretentious, massive, big kind of bombastic songs that we've ever written, too, and lots of stuff in between. So it's very varied. It's a very eclectic collection of tunes. A lot of people will be shocked, I think, because of the direction that we're taking or going with this, because it's not one direction, it's 10 different directions. And we love being able to do that. So yeah, we're working on it actively. We're touring this summer, and we'll be working on this album up to going on tour. And then when we come off, we need to get finished. We need to get it finished by the end of the summer for an early release next year. So anyway, that is really cool. I am really excited about that. Really excited. Next, Iron Maiden's Nickel McBrain has mixed emotions about finally being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In a new interview with Capna Harris, retired Iron Maiden drummer Nickel McBrain spoke about being on the list of members of the legendary British heavy metal band who will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2026. Nicko, who played in his final concert with Iron Maiden in December 2024, will be inducted into the Hall of Fame alongside the band's current lineup of singer Bruce Dickinson, bassist Steve Harris, guitarist Adrian Smith, and Dave Murray and Janet Gers, as well as ex-singers Paul Di'Anno and bass Blaley, ex-guitarist Dennis Stratton, and former drummer Clive Burr. That's how it feels to finally be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nicko said, mixed emotions. It's wonderful accolade to have regardless of the politics behind it all. And I personally think it's a wonderful thing to have in terms of tipping that hat with the fans. Although it's not voted for by the fans, I don't believe it still is. I know that there's a policy that where it was a board of guys that decided to make it and who didn't. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's my feeling. So anyway, the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony will take place on November 14th at Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. It will air on ABC and Disney Plus the following month. So anyway, and whether Iron Maiden will actually make it to that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not, don't know. They've got tour dates in Australia during that time. And I know Bruce Dickinson really is against the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee situation since they got the snub so many since they've gotten the snub so many times throughout the years, which I did a podcast on that. You'll have to go back and check that out. Um, so make sure you go back and check that podcast out on my YouTube channel. Scroll back a little bit, you'll find that discussion. So anyway, but yeah, anyway, so interesting. But sounds like Nico's kind of on board with everything about being in the Hall of Fame. Sounds like the rest of the band's really kind of on board as well, but I know they want to back up Bruce Dickinson and support his thoughts and feelings on this whole thing. So I think whatever Bruce thinks or decides on, we'll decide on the rest of the band if they show up or not. Anyway, so let me know in the thoughts or let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Iron Man being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and where Bruce Dickinson is totally against the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. And I know the rest of the band has more good feelings about it than not. It seems like they got kind of mixed feelings about the whole thing, but want to support Bruce Dickinson on his thoughts and decisions and everything. So, but let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. Um, Next, Deep Purple's Roger Glover. We're not going to have a final tour, a final gig, and make a hoopla about it. So, in an interview with Paul Cashmere of Australia's Noise11.com, Deep Purple bassist Roger Glover spoke about the possibility of the hard rock legends finally calling it quits a decade after they announced their long goodbye tour. Glover said, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, uh, Don Airy, Deep Purple keyboardist, was saying when 2017's Infinite album came out, he was doing an interview and someone said, "Is this going to be your last album?" And Don's reply was great. He said, "I thought the last album was going to be the last album. We ain't going to stop." Glover insisted, "We're not going to have a final tour, a final gig, and a big hoopla about it." Let's see here. Although that was actually Steve's Morris, former Deep Purple guitar suggestion years ago, which is why we started calling the Long Goodbye tour. Well, the Long Goodbye got longer and longer, and we decided to ditch that in the end. I can't imagine doing a final gig with all the hoopla involved. Roger explained the emotion, the place, the fans, the sorrow, etc. It would be too much to bear, and I think we all feel the same. We're just going to carry on until we can't. That's it. So anyway, I definitely think that's the best way to go. And then Dave Mustaine has announced or has been teasing about a effing massive Megadeth announcement. It's out this world. It's out of this world. In a new interview with Turkey's Posic Radio, Megadeth lead singer Dave Mustaine, or Megadeth leader Dave Mustaine, spoke about the band's plans for the upcoming months. He said, "We've got an announcement we're making in July that is so effing massive, it's out of this world. Let me say it like that. I gave you a clue right there. It's out of this world. We got another Megadeth mega cruise. We're starting to work on something we're going to announce, Peace Cells Cruise, and that's going to be unlike the last time where I got sick and couldn't go. I'm going to be on this one." Reflecting on the fact that it was forced to miss reflecting on the fact that he was forced to miss the inaugural Mega Cruise, which is Dave Mustaine, which took place in October 13th through the 18th in 2019. They said that was a real shame for me because he had booked it, all the bands and everybody had bought their tickets and everybody was ready to go, and I got really sick. That was the beginning of the evidence that I was developing throat cancer, and so I had to stay home. So anyway, Mustaine also talked about the gnarly treatment that he underwent after he was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma at the back of his tongue in 2019. He said, I've been in remission with the cancer now since early 2020. I'm in remission. I'm really happy about that. I work really hard at it. Sometimes it's a bear. It's sometimes really difficult to deal with the side effects because of the radiation and the chemotherapy that I did. It was all around my jaw, so all of my teeth had been damaged, and I have to go to great lengths to protect my teeth. I had a tooth break on the tour. I had a tooth in the front break. I had a tooth up there break last tour. The tooth in the back here just completely break off, and I have to have them put back in all the time. That's the thing. Normal teeth, when they fall out, you can put them back in if there's enough teeth left. But implants are the next step. So I didn't know you could put teeth back in if they fell out. I didn't know that. I thought once they were out, that was it. I had no idea. I didn't realize you could put your teeth back in. Do you have a doctor do that or a dentist, or do you do it yourself? If you know more about that, let me know. I don't. That's a new thing for me. I didn't know that. But anyway, but implants are the next step, and side effects of the radiation has caused me to need to get implants. But you know what? I still can talk and I can still sing, and a lot of people who get tongue cancer can't even talk. So I thank God for that, and I thank my doctors and my family. So anyway, wow, I had no idea you could put your teeth back in. So if your tooth falls out, just put it back in. You're fine. You'll be fine. And then maybe try to get some implants later. But until you get implants or can afford it, just put your teeth back in. So, and that you should be fine. So that's a new one on me, guys. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you've ever had that experience, let me know. Um, and Gene Simmons made a statement lately. If you don't like America, please go back to where you fucking came from. On Friday, July 3rd, the day before the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Kiss bassist vocalist Gene Simmons and his solo band performed at the Summerfest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, prior to launching into the Kiss track, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Gene told the audience in part, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, in case you don't know, you are blessed. You are living in the greatest fucking country on the planet, and that's called USA. Okay, I want to tell you, I took a minute to talk about America because if you've been asleep the last 250 years, tomorrow's in America's 250th birthday. So so happy birthday, happy 250th birthday to the United States. Amazing. This is the greatest country you continue. That's why we've had anywhere from 20 million to 30 million illegal immigrants. Why? Because they are willing to break the law and come into the greatest country on the face of the planet. Right here, we have more illegal immigrants than most countries have populations on the face of the planet. That's a fact. I myself was an immigrant, but a legal one. Sims explained. I came through the lawful way. You wait in line, you respect the country, you respect its laws, and when you become a citizen of the United States of America, and in return, you get police who risk their lives to protect you, and you get first responders who are here for you. And if your house is on fire, you get fire departments that risk their lives to come put out that fire for you. You get a school system that's yours and everything is free. Cops, fire department, school free. All you got to do is follow the law and do it legally. So I'm honored to say I've got to get up at 3:30 this morning. I'm honored to say I've got to get up at 3:30 this morning to catch a 5 o'clock a.m. flight because I've been asked by the White House to narrate the World War II Veterans Honors and America's. And I'm sorry. Let's see here. I'm honored to say I've got to get up at 3:30 this morning to catch a 5 a.m. flight because I've been asked by the White House to narrate the World War II Veterans Honors and America's 250th birthday tomorrow in Washington D.C. Unless you guys think 4th of July is just fireworks and all that, without our veterans there would be nothing. There'd be no America. So I agree definitely with that. Definitely agree with that. So anyway, Loudness is to record, is announced that they will be recording a new album this year. We've got 30 songs that they are writing for. At this year's Tuska Festival in Helsinki, Florida. I'm sorry, let me start over. At this year's Tuska Festival in Helsinki, Finland, Loudness singer Minoru Nahara and guitarist Akira Takasaki confirmed to Southeast Rec Metal that there's plans for long-running Japanese metalers to record a new album as a follow-up to 2021 Sunburst. Nihara, I have a hard time pronouncing some of these foreign names, I'll be honest. Nihara said, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, Akira wants to make a new album for the 45th anniversary. He's got ideas, 30 songs already, and then he will make more. Yeah, we will record maybe 10 songs from 30 songs, but it will be released pretty soon, maybe end of this year. So anyway, Sunburst was released outside Japan in July 2022 via Ear Music. The LP was originally made available in Japan in December 2021. Loudness launched its 45th anniversary celebrations in December 2025. So if you get a chance to see Loudness out, make sure you check them out. Founded in 1981, Loudness toured North America and Europe in 1983 and made history the following year as the first Japanese band to sign with an international record label, Atlantic Records. They were also the first Japanese act to play at the Portuguese Madison Square Garden and open for Motley Crue. Their first international release, Thunder in the East, which is a terrific album, and the single Crazy Nights, terrific song, peaked at number 4 in Japan and number 74 on the US Billboard chart. Loudness's lineup has changed multiple times since 1981, with the current incarnation consisting of 3 original members, Nihara, Takasaki, and bassist Masayoshi Yamashita, along with drummer Masayuki Suzuki, who joined the group in 2009. So, original Loudness drummer Manataka Higuchi died in 2008 after a long battle with liver cancer. So, anyway, guys, if you're a Loudness fan, be looking forward to that. And then Rob Halper just recently put out a video congratulating and wishing the United States a happy turn 50th anniversary birthday. So anyway, make sure you guys check that out on YouTube. It could be on the Judas Priest website too. I'll have to check that out. But there is a video out there released by Rob Halford of Judas Priest, telling the United States happy birthday and talking about the anniversary of the United States, 250th birthday of the United States. So anyway, make sure you guys check that out. So anyway, that's it for heavy metal news. Let me get into my album review. I got an album to review, and that is the Van Halen Live in New Haven that I just picked up. This was released on Warner Records, and as in association with Rhino as well. But I love this album. I think it's great. I got the original DVD from the Van Halen Live Without a Net right here. So there's some differences from the video and the CD, but not much to do with this. Not a lot of extras or anything with this album. There's really no extras at all, to be honest with you. It's just it's a digipack. So there's the front again. There's the back, and there's the inside of it right there. Let me take out the disc. There's more images behind the disc here. So there's the full inside of the what it looks like on the inside here. Just a lot of different images, backstage passes, live shots, guitar picks. There's a ripped up or half ripped up concert ticket. Or just like some kind of an article there or advertisement for the show in New Haven, Connecticut. I guess this was part of the Westwood One radio broadcast or something. I guess I've been trying to find information on because this album is from a radio broadcast that came out of Australia or England, something like that. I've been trying to figure out where that radio broadcast exactly came from. First, Googling it, I can't find a damn thing about what radio station it came from or what country it actually came from, but it was a radio broadcast. So let me know in the comments if you know anything about that. I would sure like to know more about what radio station or what radio network that this was on when this was recorded, when it was put out live on the airwaves. I would like to know if you guys could give me some information on that. That'd be great. I would love to hear about it. But this is definitely a little different than the video. On the video, there is let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 tracks on the DVD, which again, this is supporting the 5150 album from Van Halen that came out in 1986. So it's the 40th anniversary of the Live Without a Net, or 5150 album. And then they did the Live Without a Net tour. So 5150 is a great album with Sammy Hagar. That was the first album they did with Sammy Hagar in 1986. Really good album. Make sure you guys check that album out if you haven't for some reason, which I imagine most of you Van Halen fans have or metalheads have. Anyone that loves hard rock, I'm sure you've listened to that. Maybe it's been a while, but make sure you revisit that album. So anyway, on the DVD, it starts with the opening logos, introduction, and then goes into There's Only One Way to Rock, from Sammy Hagar's solo album, I believe VOA. Then Summer Nights, Get Up from the 5150 album, drum solo, then 5150 from the 5150 album, Best of Both Worlds from the 5150 album, and then bass solo, Panama from the 1984 album, last album of Dave Lee Roth. And then Love Walks In from the 5150 album. So a lot of songs on here from the 5150 album. Guitar solo by, of course, the great, by the great Alex Van Halen. And let's see here. I'm sorry, not Alex. I'm sorry, Eddie Van Halen. I got that. I always get that mixed up. I apologize. Eddie Van Halen. Shame on me. Eddie Van Halen. Alex Van Halen is, of course, the drummer for Van Halen, still alive. There's been talk about some Van Halen projects from Alex and Wolfgang, Eddie's son. But rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. We miss you every day. But there has been talk about doing some Van Halen material stuff. I believe that was written at one time that was never put out. A little bit of some. There's been some feuds, between Sammy Hagar and Alex Van Halen because of the fact they didn't ask if Sammy would come back in and sing if they were to do an album. And Michael Anthony, of course, I don't believe was even included in the thoughts of coming back and doing some work with Wolfgang Van Halen. They were looking at, different guitarists to come in and, of course, do Eddie's guitar, be in place of Eddie, do some of the guitar that he would have done if he was alive. But anyway, so Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace. We miss you every day. But this out. So anyway, so going on, so you got the guitar solo from Eddie Van Halen, and then it goes into I Can't Drive 55, I believe from Boa, from the Boa album with Sammy Hagar. Um, I think I've got the albums wrong for There's Only One Way to Rock. I can't remember what album that is on. I will have to look. I Can't Drive 55 is from the Boa album. I believe I'm correct on that. I can't remember if There's Only One Way to Rock is on the same album or a different album from Sammy Hagar from the 80s. But anyway, Ain't Talking About Love. Um, and then Why Can't This Be Love from the 5150 album. And then Rock and Roll, of course, cover of Led Zeppelin. And then the end credits. So compared to that in the CD, um, this was recorded live at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in New Haven, Connecticut, uh, where this show was recorded also. All both in the same arena, uh, both of these formats here. But it was recorded on August 27th of 1986 in New Haven, Connecticut. I believe that was around the, I think there was, I believe from what I did find out about, it was the first date of that tour, the Live Without a Net tour. That was the first date of the tour. But anyway, so the CD has 13 tracks compared to, again, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tracks. So one less track, but there's some change ups here. So anyway, the DVD starts out, There's Only One Way to Rock. So does the CD. Then goes into Summer Nights on the DVD, just like the CD. They cut out Get Up and the drum solo on the CD. CD goes into 5150. And then in Best of the Both Worlds, just like on the DVD. And then the bass solo is cut out. Panama is, let's see, Panama is still on here, but the bass solo is cut out. And then it goes in, see the love, let's see here. Yeah, Panama, Best of Both Worlds. So that was kind of switched. That was kind of flip flopped. On the DVD, you get Best of Both Worlds and then Panama. Where on the CD it's got Panama and then Best of Both Worlds. And then it goes into Love Walks In, just like on the DVD. Guitar solo stays. I Can't Drive 55 stays on the CD, just like on the DVD, as well as Ain't Talking About Love. But then on the CD, they sing the cover Wild Thing. That was made famous by Sam Kinison. I'm trying to remember the original band that sang that song, but Sam Kinison did that song in the 80s with a bunch of different band members in the video. If you remember that video, it had Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, had the guys from Motley Crue. I'm trying to remember who else John Bon Jovi was in that video. Great video, great song by Sam Kinison. Rest in peace, Sam Kinison. We lost him quite a while back. So Wild Thing is on here, which is not on the DVD. And then Why Can't This Be Love is on the CD, just like on the DVD. And then Rock and Roll. So, and then it goes into Rock and Roll, which was on the DVD as well. So some few changes. One beep in the song where Sammy Hagar is talking and says a profanity, a cuss word, and so they beat that out on the CD. Because again, this was on the radio at the time, so it was beeped out. But it was the only beep I heard. But anyway, I really do love this CD. I think the sound quality is terrific. One thing I am really pissed about, which I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, just because of the fact that this was supposed to have a sticker with it, a holographic sticker from the 5150 album, and it did not have the sticker with this. From the Van Halen site, it said, which this came from the Van Halen site, it said that there was a sticker that was supposed to be with this, a holographic sticker. So I'm really pissed that there's not a sticker with this. There should have been a sticker, and they should have, if they say there's a sticker, there should be a sticker. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. But anyway, 9 out of 10. just because I think I'm actually gonna give this an 8 out of 10 because of the sticker situation. Just kidding. But anyway, 9 out of 10 for me. The audio quality is great. I think it's great that they added some different songs on here that was not on the DVD. So you get a little bit of some stuff on the CD that wasn't on the DVD. So you get, with owning both of these, you're getting, I think, the total package. But I do wish that they would have done more packaging, would have done a book with this with photos. But from what I understand with the anniversary box set, that this was actually in, there's like all that stuff with the box set, all kinds of photos and different things. But for all of us that didn't get the box set because of, maybe we couldn't have, some fans couldn't afford it, maybe we couldn't afford it, maybe we didn't get in on the time and didn't get the price of it in the beginning, and now it's really expensive, because it's sold out, whatever. People buy this stuff up and they resell it for twice as much money because they know you can't get it anywhere now. So, but anyway, so I guess with the box set, there's a lot of extra photos and different things. But I do wish they would have done that for the fans that couldn't afford the box set. Maybe I wish they would have added some extra photos in this. And damn it, I wish they would have had that sticker in here, that holographic sticker. I was really looking forward to that. I'm old school. I love shit like that. So anyway, guys, but anyway, I do love the CD. The sound quality is great. I really enjoy listening to the CD, knowing that it was a radio broadcast on the CD. And there's been some other live CDs coming out recently of Van Halen. I don't know. I'll have to check them out. From what I've looked at, and from the reviews on some of the other ones, they're not that great for sound quality and different things. But this one had good reviews, so I grabbed it up and picked it up, and I'm glad I did. It's in spite of the sticker not being a part of it, I really love this CD. I love the sound quality. You really have that feeling of listening to it on the radio when you listen to this. So anyway, make sure you guys pick this up. It's at a decent price, I believe, right now. So grab them up before they're gone. And there is a vinyl available to this. I gotta find the vinyl to this. There is a vinyl with that you can also grab up for this. So I gotta find that vinyl and grab the vinyl too. So, but anyway, I do love this. There's the back of it. There's the track listing, and again, there's the cover. So anyway, guys, it is a great album. I really do like the album. I think it's a great album. Make sure you guys grab that up. And as you guys know, I did my last, maybe some of you guys know, I did my last episode of Harper Cigar Lounge for season 4. Episode 13 I just put up yesterday. Season 5 will start up in September. But right now, also, just want to remember that right now it's Kiss season for me. And starting in September, I'm going to be doing a couple big shows discussing the Kiss reunion, which started in '96 with all the original members. And right now there's a new album out right now that you can get on Kiss Online. It's the Kiss Live at Anaheim. So I suggest you grab that up while it's available. It's almost sold out on the Kiss Online site, but there's the CD is sold out, but there's the vinyls. There's some vinyls still. So that will be out. The new Kiss live album, which captures the Anaheim show in the spirit of '76 during the Destroyer tour. That will be out August 21st of this year. And that was the show was recorded in Anaheim, California on August 20th, 1976, in front of approximately 42,000 people. Kiss Destroys Anaheim, which I guess was their biggest audience at the time. So make sure you grab that up on kissonline.com. So the anniversary is going to be out, or it's coming up, for that show. So again, the Kiss Live at Anaheim, Spirit of '76 album. I ordered my vinyl. I've got it coming to me. I had to grab it up before it was gone. I got the DVD to it, which I'll do another show about that. Once I get that vinyl, I'll do a show and a review on that album. and I'll show my DVD, my concert DVD, and all that. I'll do that later, but make sure you guys grab that up. Um, but June 28th, Kiss played their first official reunion show with the lineup of all the original members in Detroit, Michigan, at the Tiger Stadium. And that again was on June 28th, 1996. There was a press conference on April 16th of 96 announcing when that Kiss was going to be back together. And that was on the aircraft carrier USS Intrepid in New York City. So anyway, so we're in Kiss season right now. Back on February 20th of 96, Kiss appeared on the 1996 Music Awards. Just surprised everybody, just walked in and then was introduced on stage by Tupac. I'm trying to remember Tupac's last name. Tupac Shakur. So anyway, so Tupac took him out on stage and announced to the world with Kiss in full makeup and gear, the Love Gun outfits, that they were back pretty much. So anyway, but so Kiss just walked in, surprised everybody, never even announced that they were going to be there. So we're in Kiss season right now. I was a kid again in 96, got to go see him in Omaha, Nebraska in October of 96, which I will discuss more of that later on my next season. Got so many great stories from that time I went to go see them and went to go see them in Omaha, Nebraska. But anyway, it's going to be a couple big shows I'm going to be starting off the season with, showing off my memorabilia, talking about, everything Kiss pretty much concerning the reunion tour. So, and then once 2027 hits, we'll be discussing the farewell tours, things that came with that. So really excited for this next season, season 5 of Harper Cigar Lounge, starting up in September. Don't have the exact date of when they'll start up, but I'll let you guys know when I will start my first podcast for episode 5. So anyway, guys, so yeah, remember it's Kiss season right now if you're a Kiss fan. Started looking back and diving into some of the history of Kiss during that reunion tour. But anyway, guys, 9 out of 10, just because I wish there was more packaging. I wish the sticker would have been with us, and wish there would have been a little more pictures along with this. But I have to basically do my review, my ranking on this based on the quality of the sound on this CD and the fact that there's some songs on this that wasn't on the DVD. So anyway, guys, grab this up while it's available. And this is still available out there too. If you have not seen this concert from 1986, you have got to grab that up. A concert that I still watch often. Used to rent this in high school every weekend. I'd rent this along with the Iron Maiden Live After Death concert DVD at my local video store, which was House of Videos at the time in Torrington, Wyoming. But yeah, every weekend I'd rent this and Iron Maiden Live Live After Death. Every weekend, that was my ritual. Every Saturday night, I would watch those 2 concerts. And throughout Sunday, I'd watch them again. So, but anyway, guys, episode 2 of my heavy metal updates for you. So, I'm glad you guys could join me today. And I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And you guys are the greatest. I really appreciate all of you so much. And again, this is your episode 2 of Heavy Metal News Update. And I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys take care. Keep rocking out there. Again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Great community here for metalheads and cigar smokers. And I appreciate all of you guys for your support to me out there. I really do. And rest in peace, Quiet Riot. Man, I miss that band. I miss the original band, during the Metal Health era. I miss that band. I really do. So miss them greatly to this day. So anyway, I know they're out there touring, but there's only one original member. And I'm sure you guys know who that would be. But you guys make sure you catch Quiet Riot on tour. if you get the chance. And I want to say rest in peace um, to the great. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought here. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, I've really blown it here. Rest in peace, Kevin Dubrow, the lead singer for Quiet Riot. Um, he passed away in 2007 from a drug overdose, and then Frankie Benali passed away from cancer, um, and he passed away in 2020. Carlos Cavazzo, he's been a part of Rat over the years, and everything. And then Rudy Sarzo is the only original, close to being the original member for Quiet Riot. So that's with them again, or it has been with them again. So anyway, they are out there touring, catch them when you can. But rest in peace, to Kevin DeBro, ex lead singer for Quiet Riot, and Frankie Benelli, founding member of Quiet Riot. And Kevin DeBro. So anyway, guys, but yeah, I miss Quiet Riot, miss them greatly. So anyway, guys, thank you again for joining me. Keep rocking out there. Please let people know about this channel. Keep this channel growing and continue to grow and keep it strong. I probably should announce a couple. I just did my last Harper's Cigar Lounge podcast, like I said. So I want to see who had their birthday again today. So let me see here. Trying to remember whose birthday it is today. See, today is what? Today is the 7th. So let me see whose birthday it is today, real quick. Make sure they know that I'm thinking of them. Ringo Starr today, born July 7th of 1940, he's at the age of 86. So anyway, Bon Scott's coming up. He would have been 80 years old if he was still alive. His birthday's coming up on July 9th, 1940. He was born 1946. Of course, the ex-lead singer for AC/DC. So, and Courtney Love she's got a birthday coming up on July 9th. She was born in 1964. She's the lead singer for Hole, singer-songwriter. She's at the age of 62. And Frank Bello has a birthday coming up on July 9th, bassist for Anthrax. He was born in 1965. He'll be 61 years old. So anyway, and then of course Ronnie James Dio's birthday is coming up on July 10th. So I got to remember Ronnie James Dio. He was born in 1942. He would have been 84 if he was still alive. So happy birthday to those guys out there, whether you're with us or not. Happy heavenly birthday. Happy birthday if you're still with us. But happy heavenly birthday if you're not. But anyway, guys, rest in peace to all these great guys we lost. Ozzy Osbourne, Ronnie James Dio, Ace Frehley, Bon Scott. Oh my gosh. The guys in Quiet Riot, Kevin DuBrow and Franco Bello. Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Frank Bello. Um, um, yeah, Frankie Benelli. So is who I'm trying to think of. So rest in peace to all these great guys that we've lost. Frankie Benelli, drummer for Quiet Riot, Kevin DuBrow, ex-lead singer for Quiet Riot. We've got so many guys that are gone. That've been a lot of other great guys that have been away from us for a while. The great Keith Moon from the Who, one of my absolute favorite drummers. So, and Eric Carr from Kiss. My gosh, list goes on and on of all the greats we've lost. But anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Welcome. Thanks for being a part of this episode 2 of this new show that I'm doing for you guys. And this is your heavy metal news update. So take and use it how you will. So yeah, heavy metal news update episode 2. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day. Keep rocking out there. I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the comments. Thanks for everything. Thanks for all your support to me, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.